Deepak, and with me today we have Sanjiv Gupta. As you guys know, he has three offices, actually four offices now: one in Fremont, one in San Jose, one in Pleasanton, and now very famous one in Sunnyvale as well. So those of you guys who is still looking to file your tax return, Sanjeev Ji office is indeed open. So you can definitely call his office at 510-825-7563, and he has the entire staff virtually working. So that's kind of interesting, right, Sanjeev ji? Right now, all your staff working from home. Isn't that like first time ever? Had you ever thought that your people will actually be filing tax returns from their home?
Yes, never thought, never occurred to a person like me, an accountant, can happen. We can work from home, and we are realizing the importance of working from home.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm hearing this more and more, right? That people are talking about that this might be the future.
Right.
This might be the future. People will start working more and more from their homes.
But yes, maybe for us it's more important because we can go paperless,
You,
and we can avoid the printing and all those things which consume a lot of money and waste. There's a lot of waste of papers too.
Yeah, well, you know what? What's very interesting to me, Sanjeev ji, is let's say you have electric cars coming out. When car comes out, the first thing they think about, okay, how are we going to provide the batteries?
Right.
How are we going to charge these batteries? So they
Right.
start working on that. Or, for example, if you're coming out with a diesel car, then you need to provide diesel. What I'm curious to know, didn't our government know that future is going to be work from home, and we haven't really prepared our people to work from home for last several years? I mean, how many homes in Bay Area are actually equipped to work from home?
Yes, like we are realizing the importance, and we are going to like our employees. I told my employees, if they need a system, a computer, laptop, we are providing that. We are providing a furniture like a table to set up that one. The printer, if they need some printers, definitely they can use those. And we are setting up those like office, work office, home offices. So yeah, it's a realization. We are doing that, and it's benefit for everybody because they can take care of the home, they can take care of the kids, and the other family members, and at the same time get the work done.
Yeah, I guess jury is still out for that. We'll find out in a couple of months how well that goes. I'm hearing some
But I
great.
still like personally, I like to come to office.
Of course, me too. It's just so much easier to get stuff done, or maybe it's just a learning curve. We haven't really learned how to do that. Now, what I want to talk to you today, Sanjeev ji, is one of the biggest problem we are facing today is unemployment, besides obviously from the health crisis that we're dealing with. For that, we have a lot more smarter people. But since you are in accounting and finance here, I thought I'll focus on that unemployment. Now, what has our government done to actually deal with this crisis? And I'm not talking about just all the propaganda. I'm not talking about all the statements they're making. I'm talking about what is it a person can go and do today, like the ground reality.
Yes, today, if they are looking for unemployment, first of all, we have to see who is applying for unemployment. Is an employee, or is a owner of a business, or a tenant contractor.
Okay.
So if you're an employee working for somebody else and employer has reduced the hours, the work hours, and or they have said you can there's a furlough concept where you can say the employer is saying, okay, after a certain period, when this thing gets over, we can hire you back. It's known as a furlough process. So when this thing happens, uh, the person can go and apply for this on the state EDD website. Okay, every state has their own employment department. So for example, in California, we have a state EDD, California EDD department. They can go to the California EDD website. They can apply for an unemployment. Now, California is giving for those type of employees whose hours are reduced, or who are being furloughed, or who have been taken leave to take care of their family members, or they have taken leave to take care of somebody sick at home, or they have taken leave to take care of somebody subject to COVID-19. In those scenarios, they can apply for there's a paid family, they are paid sick leave, and there's a paid family leave, family paid leave. From the US government side, they passed the Family First Coronavirus Relief Act, FFRCA. In that, they are extending the unemployment benefit on top of what the state government is providing. So, if you go to EDT website, and in these cases, like I said, they can get a paid family leave. Paid family leave can go up to 80 hours, and if they're and they can get the employee can get 100% of the pay for those 80 hours if they are taking care of somebody who's sick or subject to COVID-19. For other cases, when they are taking this unemployment paid sick leave for people for reasons like taking care of the kid because the schools are closed, they are going to get two-thirds of their pay. That is for 80 hours. Now, the Family First Coronavirus Relief Act, they have extended that benefit for from 80 hours to 10 weeks. 10 weeks they can get those out. They're extending it. Now, that act was signed, I think, on March 15th. Still, the guidelines are being set. Still, there are a lot of things are not clear, but at least we know the provisions are there. So that person can get the paid family leave for 10 weeks.
So if you are working and you have somebody at home that you need to take care of, for example, I don't think any kid is actually going to school right now.
Yes, if they're going for somebody, if they're not working and they're taking care of the kid, they can get, like I said, two-thirds of the pay.
Two-thirds of the pay. Okay.
Yes, that's as per the EDD guidelines. Uh, that's paid sick leave. Then we come to family paid leave. So in family paid leave, as per the California EDD guidelines, they can go up to 12 weeks. They can get a paid up to 12 weeks. Now, the reasons can be different. Uh, the reasons can be they're taking care of somebody sick, somebody old, somebody for a kid, for somebody who was subject to COVID-19, or they're subject to COVID-19. So in that family paid leave, uh, the California gives 40 to 45% of their pay for up to 12 weeks. 2 weeks initially they don't pay. The next 10 weeks they pay 40 to 45% of the payroll. Maximum up to $450 per week. The Family First Coronavirus Relief Act, FFRCA, that's passed by the government, US government, they had extended that 12 weeks to 39 weeks. And the US government is paying on top of this California unemployment of 40 to $450 per week. They're paying $600 per week to that person for at least 4 months.
So roughly about $1,000 a week.
Roughly $1,000 a week for at least 4 months. Now they are saying that they can extend it depending upon what state they are in or how the state of the virus is. They can extend beyond 4 months. We don't know at this time. But 4 months, yes, $1,050. If you are in California, if in other states, these regulations are there. But if in California, you'll get $1,050 per week for at least 4 months. And
So
beyond it, you can get the California, still you will keep getting that $450 per week for at least additional, uh, the balance week that comes to around 30 to 30 weeks, 35 weeks.
So it seems like there is some initial help available
Yes,
if you are really in
definitely.
dilemma. But Sanjeev, if you think about it, especially here in Bay Area, most people that we deal with, they're engineers. They are, working for big companies. If they are let go, I mean, these people have big expenses. They have big mortgages. They have car payments. They have kids' education they got to pay for, colleges. I mean, 4 grand. How far can that really go
Well,
in Bay
again,
Area?
they are looking at average unemployment rate. They're not looking at California particularly.
Well, my
California,
question was,
California, and New York are very expensive states, so they look at the total picture.
so that's exactly what my question was. Is there other plans that might be coming out to help these people, or you think this is it pretty much?
That's pretty much because if you see, if the federal is giving $400, $600 per week, that's no. The federal has never given any money.
That's true.
Only
That's true.
California has given. So think that way. Instead of getting $2,400 per month,
Now
you're
you're getting
getting
4,000.
you're getting for $2,400 on top of it.
Correct.
That comes to around $4,500. That's big money. That's a big money. Then it comes to the taxability of that income. So, are you going to pay taxes on that one? I don't think so. But the guidelines are not there as yet. But I don't think they will levy taxes on that unemployment. Even the federal will not levy. Even the California will not levy tax. So I explained to you about unemployment for the person who are working for another company. Now I will now what happens to those people who are not working for the companies? For example, people who are business owners. What happens for people who are on 1099s? So if you're a business owner, like as you have a business and you have a S corporation, you're an owner employee of that company. And if you can show that the purpose of filing of unemployment is because the business has gone down, not because you want to take the undue advantage, but the business has gone down, and you can prove it with other things, you can apply for those benefits. First time, first time in the history of the US, they are giving the unemployment benefit to sole proprietors and 1099 people. Never happened that federal unemployment benefit were extended to sole providers and 1099s. So for them, they can apply on California EDD website. Of course, there is a question they ask whether you're owner, shareholders, everything. You have to be truthful on the application. Now you're in luck if they give you that money. If you're not lucky, you can still get covered under federal regulations because they are allowing unemployment benefit for self-employed people. So that's important thing one has to learn. That of course, like you rightly said, there are mortgages to be paid, there are other expense utilities. But what I'm learning is every mortgage company, every banks, institutions, they are working with the with the borrower relating to forbearances, like giving 3 months. I think of Wells Fargo and other banks, they give 90 days forbearances. Now, what they're saying is to get those benefit, you don't have to default on those loans. Don't default on those loans. Be current on those loans. It's better you connect with the the lending part,
The lenders.
the lenders, the institutions where they lend money. uh, so contact them and explain your financial hardship. It's not that everybody can qualify.
But you should try.
You should try because the reason is you're in living in a disaster area
Sure.
and your business are suffering. You're working from home, or let's say you're a retail mom and pop shop. You cannot go to a store, and because the customers are not walking in.
Right.
So in that scenario, which is a real scenario, yes, you can go there and get the mortgage forbearances. In California, there's a rent moratorium. They're given rent moratorium as per California governor orders till May 31st. Today, I was hearing they're going to extend it more. What about for
By the
commercial
way,
building?
just so all the people who are watching this and they don't know what that means, can you explain a little bit about that? What does that mean? They don't have to pay rent for a couple months?
Yes. So, what is they're saying is for rent is they don't have to pay the rent today for those 2 months. They can defer those payments. The renters, they want to cancel those payments, but the governors,
But somebody got to pay, right?
somebody has to pay because
Because
they have to understand that the landlords have to pay the mortgages too.
correct.
So it's not yet, they have not said that. They can say you can work with your landlord, but no eviction can be done till May 31st because they're not paying rent on time.
Yeah, but this is kind of like I understand where that's going, but I almost feel like that can also add on to a problem. For example, if I don't pay the rent for next 2 months because I can't afford to pay, and then third month you want me to pay 3 months rent, that's even like a bigger problem to deal
No,
with, right?
but they are working on a solution. They can work with your landlord. They can say you can, what, 2 months can be spread over 12 months period or 24 months period, whatever the way they can work out. Deferment is workable, but not cancellation, because that's liability. You're living in that space, and that space is, yeah, one has to pay the mortgage and other things. Now coming to utilities, the PG&D and the Comcast and all these people, they've already said they're going to work on it. Even if you are late on those payments, they're not going to charge interest and penalties on those payments. So everybody looks like it's working out. Even if you go to the website, they're saying we are there to help you out. It's better you connect. Staying at home, you should connect more, calling them and see what benefits are available for each individual, and you can take those benefits.
What about real estate agents? I mean, lately I have seen there's just so many real estate agents right now. Their primary income come from buying and selling properties, and as far as I know, people are not buying and selling right now.
Right.
So, what happens to these people? Are they qualified for unemployment?
Everybody qualifies for employment. Like I said, you have to have reasons for proving that. Of course, nobody is going out. Nobody can buy real estate. By the way, I think if I recall the governor orders, they got some. orders something saying that real estate is considered as an essential service. Now,
It's confusing. I think sometime I hear that. Sometimes it's just like back and forth, back and forth.
back and forth, but again, it's going to impact the real estate. So I think I think something is there with regard to real estate, but I'm not very
but I
clear.
know, but well, that's okay for construction. I think that's what you're referring to.
No, not construction. The real estate agents do.
No, but how? But like, would you buy a house right now?
No, but what happening is because they don't want the real estate to come down drastically because people have to buy and sell. So social distancing rules has to be observed. But again, I think I talked to one of the client who is a real estate expert, and he's told me that they got some kind of leeway from governor's orders that hey, real estate will be starting soon as an essential service. Yes, so those are the regulations relating to unemployment.
And by the way, that brings up another related question, Sanjeevji, is what will happen to the loans? Because now we have so many people on unemployment, right? So naturally, they probably won't be able to qualify for mortgages right now, don't you
Yes, again,
think?
that's why the foreign businesses are there. That's why they are saying financial hardships again, so they can talk to those lenders and find out what is the way out before it gets bad.
Yeah. So, but seems like if this problem is not fixed soon, we could be looking at a whole different
Yes,
problem pretty
yes.
soon.
Well, we have the stimulus, which is 350 billion giving for small business. They're looking at another 250 billion more, for because PPP programs were there, but again, they have been done in such a sketchy and messy way that people are not able to take advantage. A lot of business owners were not able to apply on those loans.
Right. So I want to stay on unemployment issue. So let's talk about the people, for example, who are Airbnb owners. So a lot of people do that right now, or people, for example, who are driving Uber or Lyft. What about these people?
That's like they are considered as if they are now Airbnb owners are not active owners. It may be passive income for them. So if they are actively involved in managing it, that's the main source of income. Yes, they can apply for unemployment. Like I told, as I said, this is the first time the federal is covering those people who are owners, who are running a business owners. So that's why they can apply under federal. For applying under federal, they have not given any guidelines, but it appears it's better to go and apply on state website.
So, my friends, I'm going to continue talking to Sanjeev ji a little bit more about the programs that are available for business owners. But I want to end this segment, just wanted to cover everything that is available to individuals. So seems like no matter what it is that you're doing, whether you are running your Airbnb rentals, whether you are an Uber driver, whether you are driving Lyft, whether you were laid off from a restaurant or you work for big high-tech companies, almost everyone, first time ever in the history, now qualifies for unemployment. So my understanding from Sanjeevji, and please do correct me if I'm wrong, roughly the benefits are typically about $450 a week.
From the California EDD, yes.
Right? And on top of that, they get another 600 per week.
Right.
So roughly about $1,000 a week.
Yes, and I want to add here one more thing is other than unemployment, there's an economic impact payment of $1,200 that can come in the mail, that can come in the bank account too. The stimulus payment, we don't call it stimulus payment because a lot of scams are coming in. They've changed the terminology from stimulus payment to economic impact payment. In that economic impact payment, every individual who has income less than $75,000 based on 2018 or based on 2019, they're going to get a direct deposit of $1,200 in their bank account. If they're married filing joint, they will get $2,400 if their income is less than $150,000. Now, the question that comes in that way and relating to that is, what happens if my income is higher in 2018, higher in 2019? Because a lot of people were making a lot of money. What happens, will I lose that money in 2020? I may not be making money. What will happen then? Well, this is an advance payment for 2020 credits. So in 2020, if you don't make money, which a lot of people will not be, depending upon where the curve is and where we are looking at the virus being off. uh, so if you make money in 2018, if you make money in 2019, but you lose money in 2020, when you have filed your return for 2020, you can still claim that $1,200 credit. It's not gone.
Yeah, so it seems like that's pretty much everybody will get it providing you're under certain income
Yeah,
threshold, right?
plus a kid. plus age of the kid. If you're qualifying child under age 17, you'll get additional $500. So a family of four with husband and wife and two kids qualifying under that income levels, you'll get 500 into 2000 plus 1200 to 2400, $3,400 check, direct deposit in the bank, in addition to the regular unemployment benefits.
Yeah, and that's one-time payment, correct?
That's a one-time payment.
So seems like the two major benefits that are available almost to everyone is a one-time credit. It's a check that will be deposited, either check or it will be deposited in your bank
Well, they're
account.
saying it's deposited in the bank, and if people want to see or want to, if their bank information is not there, the IRS is going to do a website, some changes on the website, irs.gov, and they can input their bank information. We are still waiting for details guidelines from them.
Got it. And there's no action required from the end user.
Yes.
Right? So you as a consumer don't have to do anything. It basically money will just simply show up.
If their income levels are within that
Correct.
and if their income levels, we have to look at 2018 and 2019 return. And if your income is higher, then we can look at 2020 returns. And for those people who don't have income, for example, there are a lot of people who don't have income. Either they rely on Social Security, they are senior citizens who don't have Social Security. What happens to those people? So if you're a person who has Social Security, they don't need to file a return. The IRS will take the Social Security statement and give, based on their Social Security earnings, they will issue that $1,200 check, direct deposit in the bank. What happens to those people who don't have Social Security? There are a lot of people who don't qualify for Social Security or not taking Social Security in one way. In that case, they have to file a simple return. We just got the guidelines today. They have to file a simple return showing $1 as interest, only basic details about the address and their status, and they can file it as soon as possible, and they can get those the direct deposit payments of $1,200 to $2,400 depending upon their status.
All right, so Sanjiv ji, don't go anywhere. I have a lot more questions. I want to talk to you about programs that are available for business owners next. All right, for those of you guys who are looking for some help, if you have any questions, like I said, Sanjiv ji office is open. So you can definitely call them at 510-825-7563, and somebody from their office will be happy to help you guys as well. So thank you so much for watching this video segment.